They want to hear about the viral videos. So, okay, so I'm just going live right now, and I'm going to let a couple people join first. Let me check the streams because
I see Linda, Emerald, Kendall. Hey, y'all.
And I'm just going to post. We're going to get started in a moment, everyone. Just give me a second to post some links.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see. Okay. Hi, everybody. Also, the comments are open. So if anybody, hello, everyone, feel free to drop us some comments or ask questions if you would like. This is a long time coming. I should have just like pushed live right away because when we saw each other, we were like, hey, it's been a long time, you know? So everybody think of the dream team. That's so nice. So
That's
first
very nice.
Y'all are so nice. So I just want to say I'm very appreciative of Reece and Drew and Kenny joining me for tonight. They're all extremely busy. You see how they're blowing up on the internet and outside of the internet. I mean, they're pouring out everywhere. Radio, TV, running into the vice president. So I just really, I'm thrilled and thank you. I'll just talk really quickly a little bit about my campaign. It's actually going really well. I'm going to knock on wood. It's been really lovely. I've had wonderful events. It's exciting to talk to the people that are not just in my district, but just outside my district about some of the issues that they're concerned with. Mainly what I've been kind of surprised about within this time period is I'm the first person that they've ever spoken to that has run for office before. So I'm meeting and talking to people that have never talked to somebody who has run for office before and not for Congress. A lot of them have never talked to their actual representative before. So it was interesting for me to speak to people that wanted that information about exactly what their congressional representative does, what they can do, and learn more about getting registered and participating in our election. So that's been really wonderful. My campaign has really been centered on poverty and discussing the inequities of my district in particular. If you are Black, you have a 1 in 3 chance of living below the federal poverty line. We have over 8,000 children that don't know where their next meal is coming from. We have a lot of senior citizens that are incredibly isolated right now, that are living on a tight budget. They're really concerned about their next meal and where it's coming from. We have over 200,000 people on a wait list to get into public housing. Some of the biggest concerns that I have personally is that we have a big artistic community. We have a big service industry community, people that were delivering food during the pandemic, people that were not able to work from home, and they really suffered a lot. So I'm really excited to share plans with them about what I want to do for them and for this district. I think that's the most exciting part about it. I love that people are getting to know me and learn that I have always been someone that does direct action. People saw that I got to raise money thanks to Reece and Drew and Kenny for retweeting it. We got to raise $5,000 for a widow whose husband should be buried in Arlington Cemetery with no issue, but for right now, she didn't have funeral costs covered. I've been helping 2 women with disability issues get their elevator fixed in their building, on and on and on. This is something that I do with direct action, and at the federal level, I could do a lot more. So with that, I want to get into discussing what's been going on with the rest of the panel. I just feel like Reecie has this leadership quality herself. So I want to have Reecie kick it off. Everybody's been asking about Boss Baby, what that's been going on. Drew and I and Kenny were talking about, was this a pandemic baby? Inquiring minds want to know.
Yes, yeah, it's a complete pandemic baby, conceived and born and being raised still in the pandemic. I know she is tired of these 4 walls. But first, let me say, Maya, thank you for having us. We are so proud of you. It's an honor to support you from going from advocate. We all were in the trenches from A1 day one with Vice President Kamala Harris, and to see your advocacy and your passion turn into a campaign, I think is so magnificent. So congratulations on that and all the wonderful work that you're doing.
Thank you.
So it's a pleasure to be a part of this. And chat. Listen, I'm taking a break from politics, but I make an exception for you because you're my girl. But anybody watching, don't hit me up this year about campaigns. I'm retired for 2021. 2022, I'm back on the way. But Boss Baby is wonderful. She's tall. She's in the 99th percentile of her height. Yes, so she's gonna be tall, just like her mama and her daddy. And being a mom is wonderful. That's my biggest joy.
That's wonderful. And please tell us a little bit too. You've been really busy during this time period. Clay Kane show, on and on. Tell us what that's been like and kind of balancing that out with new baby as well.
Yeah, it has been like super busy. This week in particular is really busy. Yesterday, I guest hosted the Clay Kane show, which I'm on every Thursday, which is awesome. I love being on the Clay Kane show on Sirius XM Urban View. Today, I did the Laree Daniel Favors show, talking about my Disrupting Disinfo campaign. That's something that all of us have really been so passionate about. That's what united us as a group, is just combating this disinformation about Vice President Kamala Harris. So that's been wonderful to get that message out. I wrote an editorial for the Griot. I have another editorial coming tomorrow about a different topic tomorrow, which I got to write it first, though. And I just have a lot going on. I'm on Roland Martin Unfiltered every Thursday. So it's been great. I've done like Revolt TV, a couple other things, podcasts, things like that. But, my number one thing is really just standing up for Black women, being that loud Black woman. I call myself the loud Black girl on Twitter, and I embrace that. Just, of course, always supporting VP. They save all the VP stories to when I'm on there, and they're like, Reecie, let's get your thoughts. So that's fun. That's fun because I just love her and I love supporting her. So that's really the main thing going on with me.
I got to unmute myself. So first of all, I want to talk to Drew because these viral videos you've been making have been making the rounds everywhere and they're so good. Yes. I feel like you need to make one for the NBA right now because I got to be honest, I'm scared. I mean, my nets are having problems, okay? So I need you to talk about it. So please talk about these videos. And, let me know if you're thinking about doing a video for the NBA. I'm curious.
That's a good idea, Maya.
I hadn't thought of that part of the NBA thing. But no, I think what I really just tried to do is actually, first off, you just said your Nets. I remember when they used to be my Nets when I lived in New Jersey. Now they're in Brooklyn. That's wild. But I would say for the videos, yeah, it's been a blessing. A lot of the I don't know. Hey, here's the thing that led to it. Once it came down to vaccination and just seeing how important it is to definitely make sure we protect ourselves. One of the things that I had noticed was a lot of the same disinformation tactics that we went through and what we experienced with now VP Kamala Harris. Like, I'm talking about almost cookie cutter identical as far as the tactics. And so I felt like it was just, I felt like I was already pretty much in a good position to understand how to fight back. The downside to that was I had to brush up on biology that I hadn't gone over since high school and sophomore year in college. So that was interesting. I was able to take advantage of the Clubhouse app as well and really just be in rooms with cardiologists, immunologists, virologists, epidemiologists, lung doctors, rheumatologists, like folk who all they do is this stuff. They understand all that. And they would have these rooms that were going for hours and hours and hours at a time where you could and they're answering questions. I'm talking about everything from normal questions to conspiracy theories, and they're debunking all the wrong stuff or, giving people the information and all that, where to find good sources as far as the medical community, what they look at. I didn't know that the New England Journal of Medicine was a real thing prior to this, to going in those rooms. I found out what nature.com is to actually find papers and stuff. But I also saw how easy it is too from that app to see like misinformation spread. And I'm almost kind of glad I guess maybe it wouldn't have made a difference because we were hitting pretty hard, but like just there are rooms on that app on Clubhouse where folk will just spread the most wild conspiracy theories, and they sound very, very convincing and that sort of thing. And so what I had to do was, again, very similar to what I did for the VP, was I had to find a way to get a mechanism that was going to work when I was sleeping or work when I didn't have to actively tweet. And so I was like, let me use that same formula that I did for the VP and go ahead and the directors for these vaccines. I also knew very, very, I'm not even going to cap. I knew that my style in that arena was something that was going to be a little different. And even my presentation, because again, vaccines and such, especially in our community, it can be a touchy subject, medical scientists, given our history of our history in this country. And it'll be like, all right, I said, look, if I do this, y'all gonna see the real Drew. It's not gonna be the clean cut. Like, you're gonna see me do-rag on over my eyebrows like I'm one of the stick-up kids. Like, I used to go to class looking like this. I want y'all to understand, this is the real me. Like, this is who I really am. And so and so I was like, I'm gonna be the real person for right now. And I definitely did have my Kamala bandana on, my ode to the vice president, but just, as a shout out. But yeah, it's been great. Been very well received. Millions upon millions upon millions of views on different platforms and such. Been able to get in contact with some of the premier minds. Got to speak to Dr. Kizzy. That was pretty dope. I ain't gonna cap. Side time with Tracy, fact checked me in real time on TikTok. And I was right. She was like, yo, watch this dude video. It's great. And so, and just countless, different organizations, medical communities and stuff. I had a chance. I was actually able to partner recently with the California Department of Public Health on a particular piece. The one you see with the white bandana and all that was for the California Department of Health. I'll be speaking at Virginia State coming up to encourage their anti-vax, or not anti-vax, but their vaccine hesitant staff and students and so some folks in the surrounding area. You just answer their questions in regular English. I know the terminology, but I can also give it to you in we speak. Somebody like how we speak. So it is what it is. So it's been great. A lot of opportunities. I got some new stuff on the way. I'm gonna be filming today, as a matter of fact. So I'm gonna keep the NBA idea in mind. But yeah, it's been a lot of other things happening too. Got the co-host the Karen Hunter show. Guys, you know what I'm saying, just on Sirius XM radio, Urban View channel 126. It's been just multiple podcasts, multiple medical podcasts, it's all over the place. So it's been a whirlwind, but it's been well received. So yeah.
That's excellent. I love hearing that. And I do want to hear too, I'm going to talk to Kenny, but I do want to do like a quick round the horn to ask what it's still earlier, not early in the year, but it's not New Year's yet. But I would love to hear from all of you what you would like to see coming in the new year for all of you, just to put it out there. You can you can say it's under wraps, so think about that while I ask Kenny, what went on in Washington, D.C.? You were minding your own business. And next thing you know, you have this like luscious photo shoot with the vice president and, Doug, the second gentleman. So please tell us about that. And also please tell us about what else has been going on, because I see the big retweets that you've been getting. I've seen your media platform grow as well. So please let the audience know about it.
All right, so I'll just start off with the big one. Okay, so how I met Kamala was the most weirdest thing ever. I never would have thought that I was just going to meet her out and about, in an informal setting. So, of course, I went to DC to go visit a couple of friends and stuff like that. And, of course, because I didn't get a chance to go to Washington, this is literally my first time going. Since I had to miss out or skip out on the inauguration, I said, okay, well, let me just go see the monuments. Let me just go see, everything for the first time and just, take it all in without like any restrictions and stuff like that. So, after I laid the flag down, to kind of commemorate my passing of my grandfather with COVID, we walked over to the Lincoln Memorial and we were in there for a little bit. And all of a sudden, as we were leaving, as I was taking a picture from on top of the monument, because you can kind of see everything from there. As I was taking a picture, all of a sudden, Doug is just running up the steps. And I'm like, oh my God, it's Doug Emhoff. And everybody's like, who's Doug Emhoff? I said, this is Vice President Kamala Harris's husband. They're like, what? Are you serious? I said, yes. And he looked at me and he said, hey. I'm like, oh my God. And then all of a sudden I hear from the background, really like from my left, isn't he handsome? I'm like, oh my God. And I look over and it's Kamala. And I just literally lost everything. I couldn't think, I couldn't breathe. I was like, oh my God, what is she doing here? And you know, all of a sudden I was like, hey, can I get a picture and stuff like that? She said, yeah, come on over. And you know, she's just like everybody's black auntie, you know. She said, come on over, but you know, Secret Service wasn't having it. So they're like, you know, you stay still, which is why you see me stuck, you know, in the pendulum. It's like, okay, I'm not gonna move, but I don't want to get, you know, got on the camera. So, you know, and then Doug said, wait a minute, I know you. He said, I said, yeah, you probably seen some K-Hive stuff and like that. He said, yeah, I follow you guys. I remember. And you know, of course, she asked my name, and I told her she did a really good job on The View. You know, I was kind of nervous about that. And then, you know, I told her about how much we're still trying to debunk a lot of misinformation with everybody in the K-Hive. And I told her how much I was, you know, inspired by her. And, you know, it was just a really, really great time and stuff like that. And, you know, she said she'd follow me now. And yeah, so we'll see what happens. So that's that on that. But as far
Well, that's
as everything else, like,
yeah.
you know, I try to, you know, well, in terms of my platform and stuff like that, and what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to grow my platform to where, and I ordered a lot of stuff. So the wall that I'm facing right now will be my background. So right now, everything's in the works. So I'm trying to grow up my platform to where I can do like a weekly roundup of everything that's going on in politics and kind of dumb it down. And if I have to read somebody, they're just gonna get read for filth. But other than that, it's gonna be, you know, it's the same old, same old. The only other thing I got coming up is the anti-racism summit that Reecie actually put me on. So
Nice.
that's something to look forward to.
Well, I love hearing that. And you know, one of the things I always loved Reese's name that she picked for her Twitter handle, because she put it out there. She wanted to kind of, I'm going to grow an empire, which she, you know, and I was like, I never have doubted that, like literally for 1 second. And the reason why I also bring that up is there was a study that came out today by the Women's Media Center. And I don't know if you got to see this yet, Reecie, but they talked about the statistics of how many Black women and men they put on daytime or on weekend shows, and it's still really dismal.
Mhm.
It had ignored for today. I had it's pretty bad. It's about 9% for Black women, 8% for Black men, 53% white men, 20% white women. And this is gender and race representation on the Big Five Sunday show. So 73% altogether of white people, 16% Black, 4% Latinx. So I will say one of the issues I will say that I've had with my campaign is weird. I've got like more coverage from Europe
Oh, really?
than I have in America. I actually have I'll be featured on German television on Thursday, but they'll show it here in America, and I'll show you all that. But one of the things that they asked me, what they said was, what's the biggest obstacle for a woman running for office? I said, well, if you're a Black woman, if you're a woman of color, it's the media. The media is very vicious. I was offered to be interviewed in Politico. I turned it down. I said to them, the reason I'm turning it down is you've been really terrible to Black women. You guys have been really sarcastic to Black women. And so I don't want anything to do with you guys. I think you are a rag, no better than the Inquirer, right?
Yeah.
So to me, what I would like to see is literally for the three of you, definitely your power growing in the media. I think it's very needed. I would love to see what each of you thinks. Where would you like to be? Maybe in a year from now or in the new year, whether it be replacing one of the people on The View, or if it's something that you would like to start yourself, or I would love to know. So I'd love to start with you, Reecie, and then we'll go around to Drew and Kenny.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, I think doing what we're all doing, and that's just pouring more into my own stuff. You know, just in terms of visuals and getting my website relaunched, and just really making sure that I am staying grounded in my own things that I owned. You know, one of the things the second gentleman always tell me is, you know, make sure you work on your brand and grow your brand. And, you know, he's always given me that advice. And so That's what I'm doing. I mean, I'm not looking for external validation from other places. I don't aspire to be on MSNBC. I'm probably blacklisted, to be honest with you, from MSNBC, but that's okay. But I do think that I can capitalize more on things. Like, so far, all of the opportunities that have come to me have been from people reaching out to me and saying like, oh, I saw your tweet or whatever the situation may be, and I could probably do a little bit more initiating things. So I'm deciding how much I want to put myself out there as opposed to letting things come my way. But I'm definitely focused on Black Women Views media as opposed to trying to infiltrate a little bit more the more mainstream aspect, because I think the power from my platform and my voice really comes from our community. And so there are people that are interested in that are not necessarily innately part of our community, and they help amplify my voice and what I bring to the table. But, I think the Roland Martins and the Clay Canes and Lurie Daniel Favors and, Karen Hunter, et cetera, the list goes on. Those are the folks that are really connecting on a deeper level with folks that look like us. And so if I can be the next one of them, that's an accomplishment as far as I'm concerned, because I'm not going to be watered down for anybody or to be on any kind of platform. I'm going to always be unbossed and unfiltered.
Which I love, because trust me when I say, running for office, you get a little muted. Like, I feel like a little muted in certain ways, and I'm just like, okay, I'm willing. It's not about me compromising. It's about, I'm going to mute some things that I don't necessarily need to say. So Drew, who is not muted, just like Reecie, please tell me, you've been on Karen's show, you've been doing co-hosting. What would you like to see for yourself as far as, because to me, it's like, I mean, I can see each one of you having your own Netflix show and, doing, pushing your brand in that way. But let me know, what would you like to see next for yourself?
Shoot, a year from now, you just mentioned Netflix. That would be great. I take a Netflix bag. What y'all want to do? No, I think, anything that I'm in front of the camera, I think that would be awesome. I think specifically a year from now, I'm hoping we have a better grasp on vaccination and such. And so I'm not needing to continuously do these. I mean, I enjoy it. I enjoy breaking it down. I enjoy giving it, the analogies and such. But a year from now, I'm hoping I'm moving on to some other things. I'll be honest with you. I'm definitely down to co-host The View. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I will take the do-rag off and be a fresh fade every goddamn day. Boy, look at Michael Strahan, better watch out now. But no, I will be up there, because I think one of the things that's happened during this pandemic, and since we've kind of gone in and started doing our own thing, I've having those conversations about a whole bunch of an array of topics. First off, being knowledgeable about politics now, being knowledgeable about the VP's history, now being knowledgeable about vaccines and SARS-CoV-2 and understanding all these kind of things. It helps, but also just the knowledge that I had before. When we talk about just relationships, we're talking about things. These are things that I've kind of had an opportunity to kind of curate on Clubhouse. Clubhouse has actually been kind of helpful for me. I'm not even gonna lie to you. This is the conversation and stuff. So if I were to be in a position like The View, or maybe do certain guest appearances on places like The Real, when they let a man in there, I'm respectful of a woman's arena. I won't overstep my bounds. I'll go in there. But I would like to see what other opportunities. There's been a number of people I've had the opportunity to meet. Had a chance to form some pretty good relationships and really curate some pretty good relationships with some different Hollywood directors and all that who like my stuff. So we'll see what's happening with that too. Back in the gym now, so I can get sexy for the Hollywood camera if I had that ability. But I about a year from right now, what is it? September 28th, 2021. So September 28th, 2022. Man, look, I want to be. Well, I can't tell you all on my dream, but I want to do a little more stuff, some other stuff, and leave for a surprise. But those are some of the things off the top of my head.
I love it. I would love to see you on The View as well. Kenny, please tell me, because I know you have a trajectory in your mind of what you want to do, and already to the videos you do. You remember I told you a while back, I said, I feel like you do political art. Because I think that the way that you do things, I think it's so great and fresh, and all of you do things that are new and fresh. And that's why, to me, I would like to see an investment, a financial investment in all of you to do your platforms. But can you tell me what you'd like to see for yourself next?
So what I would like to see is me fully grasp my brand. I really just want to, fine tune it pretty much. And I want to make sure that I create this platform where I bring my comedy aspect to politics because it draws a lot of people in. And I've been trying to network. I've been doing a really good job actually for networking. I'm on every now and again with Live with the Five Guys, and I'm a really antisocial person. I really don't care. But however, because of what I've been doing, it's been kind of pulling me out of my shell rather than just staying isolated. But I really just want to grow this brand. I want to create my own platform. I don't want to be on anybody else's platform. I don't mind like jumping in to help or try to use it as an opportunity to just to grow a little bit more of my brand or my audience. But however, I want my own platform. Kind of like with Reecie with this. I just have no filter and I can't really be, less than who I am. So I want to build my own brand, create my own spaces. So that way, I can kind of capitalize and make money my own way. And honestly, my whole goal is to make sure that I educate people in a certain way to where it sticks. Because I notice when I bring comedy or the way that I do what I do, it sticks with people. And that's the goal, is to make sure that it sticks. And that's literally where I'm at. That's what I want.
So I'm so glad that you said that. And I'll end it with this. And unless anyone has a quick question, because these people have things to do, the time is valuable. So if you would ask a question, better ask now. I'm so glad that you said education, Kenny, because the reason why we are all friends and how we all met was because one, of disinformation, and two, all of us are educators. This is something that we deeply care about. We want people to be empowered through knowledge to understand policy better. We're not trying to do something like hoard knowledge. We want people to have that knowledge, and we want to learn from each other, and we want to make sure that we know how to fix or work on some of these issues that are incredibly complicated. I think a lot of people want to simplify issues like immigration or education or housing. And people don't recognize that some of these systems have been in place for a very long time and that we have to use multiple policies to address these things. And things like this can't get fixed in 24 hours. But one of the things that we have all found that has been missing a lot is clear communication. And that's something that I think that we all do. It's something that I believe that I am doing as someone running for office, is that I think that we need to have more of our leaders and elected officials come out and just explain what's going on. Because I think a lot of the times people feel like nothing's happening, nothing's going on. And they don't realize that behind the scenes, people who are good leaders are legislating. So they're just behind their scenes actually working and fleshing out policy. They're not in front of the camera, talking about it all the time. But I do think they have to have a combination of both. They have to legislate and spend a few minutes in front of the camera saying, listen, we're working on this, and it's going to take some time, but bear with us. Please, we know this is an issue. Okay. So the last thing I will say, and Kenny is his own gift now. Okay. They want you to know that, Kenny, you're your own gift right now. The last thing I want to say is, obviously, this is a bit of a fundraiser. I'm going to post my link underneath. You can just go to electmaya.com and click the donate button. Everyone that I know is hardworking and money is tight right now. And I totally understand that. If you can give me $1, I'll take it. If you give me 25, I'll take it. If you give me more, that's great. I've had donations literally at $1, and I've had people max out at 2,900. And by the way, I appreciate every single dime of that. Okay. I've also had people do in-kind donations for me, which is they do some labor for me, but they can't financially give me money. But through their labor, they're able to donate to me in that way. And that's an in-kind donation, which, by the way, I'm the in-kind candidate because I love in-kind donations. I don't think we talk about them enough, but I think that they're wonderful because it's people like who truly, like, I cannot financially contribute, but I want to show support. So that's all I have. It says, okay, Anthony just says, I miss you guys. Glad to know each and every one of you. Y'all are great people to look up to. Oh, that's so nice. Thank you so much. I'm going to let everyone say a quick bye. And I know that someday maybe we'll get Reecie to we see pictures of Boss Baby, but maybe we'll get the baby someday. Just a live action photo of the baby. But I mean, because this baby is so freaking cute. I feel like we're the aunts and uncles of this baby already. All right, so I want everybody else to say bye on the panel. Thank you guys for tuning in. Reecie, Kenny, Drew, you want to say bye?
Thank you, Maya, for having us. Good luck with your campaign. The only thing I would say is if somebody is giving in-kind contributions, hook up with somebody to get you some memes, girl, because we know that people don't read policy papers and they don't click on links and all that kind of stuff. So hook up Maya if you a designer out there with some in-kind contribution memes, okay?
This is why Reese's so smart. This is why I need her in my life. Yes, please. I would love this. I would love those.
No, that's real. Thank you so much, Maya. Again, good luck in your campaign. I mean, I wasn't necessarily that shocked, but I was shocked, but not really when you're. I was like, that makes sense. That makes perfect sense. I'm not even. But then again, it's dope, and so I'm pulling for you. And yeah, it's been just dope to see the growth of everybody. And yeah, man, the gang got back for a little bit here. You know, my face a little bit rounded now. You know what I mean? We done got. Let me start talking. No, but for real, no. Honestly, and truly, no, it's real dope. And oh yeah, y'all make sure y'all hit that donate button. I'm gonna donate right after this as well too. So
me too.
Thank you. Kenny, you want to say some buys?
Oh well, I'm just gonna say good luck, Maya. You know, I'm rooting for you. I've been pretty much big up in all my spaces that I go, saying, hey, if you're in NY12, vote for Maya Contreras, child. She understands poverty, child. This is something serious. It is something that needs to be said. There's a lot of people who just don't understand policy. And we all know that you're the policy buff. And I've learned so much from you.
Thank you.
And anybody who's watching, make sure you donate.
I appreciate it. Well, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all who made some comments here. I want to screenshot them. They're so nice. And Reecie, Drew, and Kenny, I will see you on the internet. Thank you all so much. Your support literally is so deeply meaningful to me. So thank you so much. Okay. Good night, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Take care.